Hello everybody, it is I, Groundback, and for those who don't know, it has been confirmed that on May 24th, we will finally be getting Pokemon Home. And quite frankly, I'm really excited. I sort of got bored with Gen 9 OU, played with a bit of underuse, but mostly playing Ubers as of lately. And even that, I think has some problems. So I'm really excited for, more Pokemons, which we desperately need, especially for stuff like Ubers. It's like, oh my gosh, we need actual legendaries. Because right now, it's just bigger OU. But that's what I kind of want to go over today. Not go over all of them and go over, how viable they're going to be. Because, there's plenty of bigger, YouTube channels that might take care of that. So I want just to go over the Pokemon that I'm most excited to come back. Because that's fun. And I like fun. So, why not, So, let's just get right into it. Now, the first one to go over, I think, would be the worst one by far. But I just really like it. So, I'm going to be talking about, OG Tauros. Which, yeah. Believe it or not as good as, as it was in Gen 1. It probably won't be as good as the regional forms either. To be honest, though, I was actually really surprised when I found out that he wasn't actually in Scarlet and Violet. Because I assumed, you can use, I assumed there's probably some way of doing it, but I guess not. But Tauros is just really cool. Oh, he has Raging Bull too. That's actually pretty cool. But, yeah. I've always liked Tauros. Thought he was super cool. I love using him in Gen 1. And I really feel bad for the guy. So bad. This dude Voodoo used to be the best Pokemon in the game. And then they, butchered him. They got rid of they nerfed his special attack, even though he has a great move. Look at this. Flame Dart, Ice Beam, Shadow Ball, Thunderbolt. It is so unfortunate what they did to him. But I just have fun in general, especially these abilities, Anger Point, Intimidate, Sheer Force. I'd argue all of these are pretty good. Especially, Sheer Force. And is it going to be good in OU? No. There's probably a 0% chance that he is. But will I have fun? Of course. Will I try to use him? Maybe. But will I 100% use him in the lower tiers? Absolutely. I love Tauros, and if I can find a way to make him good, I will. Now, the other Pokemon from I guess technically 3, I'll be going over, but Zapdos. Specifically Cantonian Zapdos. The Pokemon that has by far the best track record in competitive Pokemon. He is cool. I am struggling to think of any good electric types on top of my head other than Rotom Wash. Is it just Rotom right now? If that's the case, we definitely need more electric types. And this one is interesting. Because, there's a lot of good ground types in the format currently. But I feel like Zapdos can, be interesting. I know he lost some stuff, he lost Heat Wave, right? Oh, no, he didn't. What was it he lost in? Not Defog, right? I remember him losing something, but I'm forgetting what it is he lost. It's probably not a big deal. Because the moves I see here they seem pretty good. And, a part of me just really wants to see Zapdos specifically, just so I can see, if it's still going to end up being good. I'm assuming it is. And, him and Dragonite are continue being, the only good, Kanto Pokemon in OU. I believe so. If I go on OU right now, there's Dragonite, and then yeah, it's just Dragonite so far for Cantonian Pokemon. Gengar's in underuse, so is Gyarados. But yeah, that is sad. And people always get on oh, both Tauroses are in underuse? That's actually a massive win. But people always get on Kanto Pokemon getting commercial support. But look here! Look at how they're currently doing! They need it! They clearly need it! It sucks. Now, the last one technically isn't a Cantonian. Because the next one I'll go over is Arcanine. I think this dude is going to be a lot of fun to play with. Because Rockhead as an ability, 115 attack. And then you have Head Smash, which I hate with a passion. You have Flare Blitz, which I am really fond of. It has Wild Charge, but it's not really worth it. It sucks. But Extreme Speed, Close Combat, are you kidding me? Look at this! Look at this! This is amazing! Now, granted, I say I'm gonna love using him, but I guarantee you, like, the moment I miss Head Smash, I'm gonna immediately hate him. Also, I have no idea where he's gonna end up. Because this dude truly does have big freaking stab, which is really awesome. But on the other hand, like, Fire Rock as a ability, I don't have much to say about that other than yikes. Granted, with Terra, you can, like, make it not as bad. But, yeah, no, he has a lot of issues. But I still think he will be fun. And that's all that matters. Now, next off, I want to talk about some Ubers. So let's talk about both forms of Dialga. I think it'll also be fun using Palkia. But, like, I don't know as much about... Or don't really know much about either one of them. But I'm just more excited for Dialga, I guess. Which is weird because I like Palkia more. But, like, I don't know. Like, right now, the format, there's, like, a Dragon Fighting type and a Dragon Electric type. I don't know if you heard about them. They're called Crydon and Miraidon. They're, like, really good. And some Pokemon I'm actually not too excited for because I don't want to see them, like, become inferior. Like Groudon, Rayquaza. Like, Rayquaza is much slower than those two, so I'm really worried about him just getting outspent and being bad. And then Groudon, I'm just pretty sure it's going to be outclassed by Crydon as a Sunsetter. I think the only reason you would want to use Groudon is if, like, your team has, like, a huge, like, fairy weakness, but you still want to use the Sun. But even then, like, I don't know. I have my doubts. Hopefully they're good. Like, I'll be happy if they are. But I feel like they need their primal forms if they actually want to, like, truly stand up to the modern meta. Unfortunate. But here's where Dialga comes in. Dialga, he will take dragon attacks neutrally. He will also, like, resist electric. For Miraidon, I think this is huge. Making him, like, a huge, like, big special attacker. I like that a lot. And even with Primal, like, unfortunately, they can't use a held item. But then extra special defense is pretty nice. Not gonna lie. Though I do feel like they could have, like, removed a little bit more from attack and add the special defense even more. But, I'm sure Palkia will also be good. And, like, Water Dragon's gonna be good, especially with Kyogre coming back. But I don't know. I feel like I just have a... I don't know. The Weather Trio are really my favorite legendaries of all time, and was really scared to see them, like, be underwhelming. And I feel like with how Miraidon and Crydon are kind of poorly designed, and, like, don't get me wrong, I have a lot of fun using both of them. It's fun, like, you know, hitting super hard, but really setting up terrain, weather, and they get a like an attack boost from that just seems really unfair. I don't know, like, nothing you can really do about it. But hopefully, like, with more legendaries, it'll spice things up and, like, make them less overpowered. Speaking of which, the other Pokemon we'll go for is Arceus. Now, I know there's, like, I saw a video of, like, Miraidon with a certain setting of the one-shot, I forget which Arceus it is, which is kind of terrifying, because, like, look at these stats. How do you one-shot this? But I feel like different forms of Arceus are gonna, like, do a much better job at, you know, like, taking care of, like, I would say you're probably more so worried of, Miraidon. Because I think Miraidon's the one that's a lot harder to directly switch into. So, like, maybe, like, a special defensive, like, let's say, there could be electric, but I feel like there's no point in having electric, because Miraidon is better. Fairy, but then, like, you handle Crydon, but then, like, Electro Drift just hits really hard still. So maybe, like, ground? Like, you can probably survive Draco Meteors, you're immune to Electro Drift. I'm not sure. There's also those regular, you know, normal, or actually now it would be Terra Normal. The Sword is Extreme Speed Arceus. That sounds like it might be... I don't know. It sounds like it'll be mildly good. But who really knows, you know? This is gonna be a disaster. Next up, I want to go over Samurai. Specifically, the one with sharpness. Or do both of them have sharpness? I don't think so. So, here's the thing about me. When I played Legends Arceus, I chose Oshawott as my starter, because I'm base. And he has a cool new move, Ceaseless Edge. It sets spikes. That's really cool. Spikes are my favorite entry hazard. I just find it really satisfying to just like set up like multiple spikes up. And then when you see them like switch in and take a lot of damage. Not so much in Gen 3, where it's like only that and like Skarmory's everywhere. I think they're really annoying there. But in Gen 9, it's really, very fun. I like using Garchomp with Rocky Helmet, max HP and defense, and Stealth Rock and Spikes. It's really satisfying. Also, speaking of Garchomp, the only thing I'm kind of worried about is like this guy in that Scyther evolution where he sets Stealth Rocks up with his attack. I'm kind of worried that they're gonna like completely outclass Garchomp. He's gonna end up in Borderline. I don't want to see my boy Garchomp like leave OU. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But either way, I'm excited for this guy. I love using like Samurai. In normal Samurai, it's underwhelming. In OU, I don't even think I ever bothered using it. And like, even though I used Samurai when I originally played Pokemon White, I don't know. I just feel like Superior was always cooler. So even though I didn't pick him first, he was always my preferred Unova starter. But I don't know, something about like Hisuian Samurai. I know he's not that much different from regular Samurai. And like the changes that Rowlet and Typhlosion got were like, they got a lot more and argue a lot better. But I just feel like they giving like Samurai like dark typing and like, I feel like they give more personality. And they made him much more than just a pure water type, which I really like. So yeah, I don't have much else to say. Like mostly this here because I want to use this one move exactly. But he should be really fun. Now this one should be funny, but Basculin. Like, I know specifically White Stripe is going to be there, but there is one move that this guy is going to get, and that's called Last Respects. Or should I look up the other one? Basculin, White Stripe, yeah. Oh, what's this? Rattle? He was a Swipswim? If speed is raised by one hit by a Bug, Dark, or Ghost type attack, or Intimidate? Okay, that's actually interesting. But yeah, so this one I know for a fact gets the Last Respects. And that is going to be funny. Because what's probably going to happen is a Pokemon that may or may not be showing up later will get banned. And then someone will have to prove that the move Last Respects is going to be broken. So people are going to unironically use this. And I'm going to be one of those people that's going to unironically use Last Respects. And it's adaptability. So it's going to be funny. Because it's going to hit very hard. And it's a Basculin. And like, look at these stats. These stats are like, blah. But they're still going to be really great. It's going to be hilarious. I'm looking forward to it. And also, like, once, like, like, Last Respects as a move gets banned, we'll be seeing some Pokemon return to OU. And some of them may or may not be garbage without their signature moves. Looking at you, Orthworm. But, yeah. Should be funny. Not to mention, I know Basculin is, like, unironically banned from, what's it called, Poke abilities, where you use all three, like, where you have, like, all abilities at once. Because, surprisingly, Adaptability, Mold Breaker, and Swipswim are actually really good. Like, I know a lot of you are shocked, but yeah. Next up, we have Goodra. Goodra is basically here for the exact reasons I like Dialga, except it's gonna be an OU. But now that I think about it, with that really big, like, special defense and defense, he might actually be better than Dialga in Ubers, specifically for like trying to counter the like Miraidon Koraidon. Or probably not Koraidon, because his signature ability, like, it does extra if it hits like super effectively. But against Miraidon, possibly. But either way, he'll be using OU too. I know most people are probably going to use Gooey, but I feel like Shell Armor is just going to be so much better. Because you can just, like, quickly, like, make defenses. But you have, like, Acid Armor. Do you have anything to boost your special defense? Probably not, but I would argue you probably don't need to. Because, like, look at this. It's insane. I think it should be a lot of... Ooh, counter. That could be funny. But yeah, I think it should be real. I think it'll be real fun to use. And I used regular Goodra a little bit, like in Gen 6, because I thought it was good with Assault Vest. And like, it did its job, but it's always been the most underwhelming pseudo legendary, which is really sad. I also feel like it was also very boring just being a pure dragon type. Because like, let's see here. Dragonite, Salamence, they're dragon flying, but their stats are way different, where I feel like they're both very distinct, especially once you gave them like much more different abilities. And then you have like Garchomp, obviously he's unique. Hydreigon is like, Dark Dragon, which is pretty cool. And even like, who is the pseudo legendary for? Yeah, Dragapult, Como-O, and Baxcalibur. Like, all of them are dragons that have like a secondary typing, and it's cool. And like, obviously Tyranitar and Metagross stand out, but then like Goodra was just pure dragon, and it was also like a hardest one to evolve, or not hard, but like, having to like be in rain as the levels up level 50, like going out of your way for something so underwhelming. I never got it. So I really like how they gave it a Hisuian form with the steel typing. I feel like that finally gave it the niche to have it actually stand out with the other dragons. So that alone I'm grateful for, and that alone I think justifies it. So yeah, I don't really have much else to say. I'm just mainly here to see it act as a tank. I don't really want to see it hit hard. But yeah, next one. Hear me out. I unironically like using Zacian. Now, it losing its stats, that is pretty unfortunate. But I still think it's gonna be, yeah, it's probably gonna get banned that anything, or I don't know, actually. I don't know if it's gonna get banned that anything goes. Because I know Miraidon got banned from National Dex, and obviously Mega Rayquaza, Gengar, and obviously Zacian Grounded. But I feel like, since there's gonna be less Pokemon and Ubers, I feel like Miraidon is probably gonna stay. But if Miraidon stays, then was Zacian? Because I feel like Miraidon's gonna be better than Zacian. So I'm just really curious, if I'm being honest with you. And that they gave it Trailblaze? They gave Zacian, what the heck? Why? It was already good. Like, I know you nerfed it, but it's still 150. It's not enough. What is wrong with them? Oh, dear God. This is gonna be terrifying. This thing probably is gonna get banned again. So, Ripperoni. That is kind of funny, though. But yeah, it gets attack boost. It do big damage. I find that appealing. So yeah, next one. And it will be Ursaluna. I like this dude. He's a big bear. And also I love Guts Pokemon so much. So like, just make this thing Terra Normal with Facade. That is gonna be so cool. Not to mention with Ursaluna existing, it's gonna give Ursaring Eviolite, which it won't help it, it won't save it, but it'll help. And like, I don't know, like, I also just like normal types. I'm a huge fan of normal type. It's my favorite type. And like, if you can kill stuff with just big stab, that makes me happy. It's like awesome. And I'm not sure if it's actually going to be good. Like, okay, here's the way I see it. If Arcanine ends up being good anyway, despite of its typing, it'll probably be good. But if not, it'll probably be like underused. And that's I'm assuming that's where this guy's gonna end up, probably like an underuser or something. And I'm confident. I think it's gonna be good there. I don't know for sure, but hopefully it'll be good. I think that'd be pretty cool. So yeah, I don't know where he's gonna end up, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, Basculegion. This dude is a monster. Imagine Houndstone with last respects, but has actual good stats. And look at all three of these abilities. These are all super busted abilities, and they all work perfectly. This dude has last respects. He's gonna get banned immediately. And you know what? I guarantee you, even once he gets unbanned, when they like ban Last Respect as a move, he's still going to be good. Swift Swim, really good. Even if we're just using like Ghost Stab, like, or does he have any other physical ghost moves other than Last Respects? Actually, okay, Phantom Farce is kind of garbage. Well, he'll probably be like Dragapult, or if he wants to do Terra Ghost, he would just do Terra and then Terra Blast Ghost, and that's worked pretty well. But like Head Smash, and then you have like Wave Crash. Like, this dude is gonna be insane. He's gonna hit so hard. And then you have like, you know, Swift Swim. He's just gonna be a much better Foot Soul. Like, I'm excited to use them. Rain teams are pretty fun. I didn't have that much fun with like Foot Soul. Ironically, I actually did use Foot Soul in Gen 6. But that's before, you know, Wave Crash and Terra Water. But it should be fun, regardless if you're using Ghost or Water Stab. And now the last one I want to talk about is Sneasler. Another one that I'm pretty excited for. I think having a like pressure is weird, but in Burden and Poison Touch, that's pretty cool. But I'm mostly excited for its a signature move, Dire Claw. 50% chance to sweep, poison, or paralyze. I think that's really interesting. That it's like a never seen a percentage that high before. And with let's say Poison Touch, it becomes like basically 80% chance to poison, right? Or is that not how it works? You have to tell me in the comments. But I think that's pretty cool. I don't know why. I'm just a big sucker for like RNG against the Pokemon. So like I kind of, even though it's very toxic and I get very salty when it happens to me, I kind of like fishing for like freezes in Gen 9 or Gen 1. Not to mention I kind of like Body Slam and fishing for paralysis there, even though it's really scary on the receiving end, and you're always on the receiving end. But yeah. Even though, like, on Burden, it's probably going to be the much better ability, especially with the speed, I kind of want to use Poison Touch more and just hit stuff with Dire Claw and just see, like, and just, you know, have stuff, like, get Poison, Sleep, or Paralyzed. I think that should be a lot of fun. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really have anything much else I really want to say. Those are pretty much all the Pokemon that I'm personally excited for. I'm excited for all of them, and I'm excited to see what new changes there are going to be. But I know like Heatran's probably gonna make a lot of changes, and Landers is definitely gonna make changes. But since I love my boy Great Tusk, that's not necessarily a good thing. So yeah, there's not much else. Like, I'm gonna try to stream like the day Pokemon Home releases. Like, if you want to be there for that, I'd really appreciate it. And why not subscribe? I'm at 90 subscribers. I'm really close to getting 100. YouTube jump scared me today, and they emailed me saying I already passed 100. They lied. That sucked. But, not much you can really do about it. Or not much I can do about it. You could do something about it. You can subscribe, and I would love that. And, yeah, there's not much else. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you. Is there anything else? I don't think so.